What up, everybody? Got some bad news for you to start out the video. No new episode of Raising Kanan 207 will not be September 25th. It will be October 2nd for you. So we gotta wait 2 weeks until we get the next episode 207, Raising Kanan. They just announced this here last night or this morning. I was just saw it a couple hours ago. But that gives me more time to dig into an eventful episode 206. It's a businessman, and I want to get into the first thing I want to look into is that crackhead who saw Kanan and Famous talking to Detective Howard when Famous was getting out of jail, because Kanan family wouldn't help him with Famous, so he had to turn to Pops. I guess his family did, because Pops helped him. His mom's side of the family wouldn't help him with Famous, getting Famous out, but Pops got Famous out, and he was able to get the bag with it. So all those dirty cops wasn't able to get it. When Howard showed up on the scene, he was able to redeem everything. So he might be in too deep. That's just a reference from another movie. Your boy Omar Epps was in. And he was an undercover cop. Yeah, but anyway. So there was a crackhead who saw him. So I had someone ask me who was the crackhead they kept showing when Famous was getting out of jail. I wrote that in my comments. So that's why I want to do this video first, in case y'all don't know of who that crackhead is. That particular crackhead, the first time I remember him really making a significant appearance on the show, I might be wrong, but as far as this topic, this is the first significance for this particular topic. It was in episode, I think, 108 or 106, 108, one of those two episodes, where Detective Howard and Burke are going around looking for the person who put out the blue caps, the poisonous crack that killed 6 or 7 people. And they were going around looking for the person who was putting this out, and they came across this same crackhead. And Howard already knew this crackhead, and this crackhead knew Howard, so they already had a relationship. And Howard gave him, I think it was $100. I think maybe even gave him 200 at the end, but he's supposed to tell him something else, but he ended up telling him nothing else. They gave him $200, and he ended up giving him the name of the guy that Kanan used to distribute, the guy from Queens or wherever, Kanan used to distribute, not Queens, I don't know, where, the guy from another part of New York that Kanan used to distribute the blue caps. So they went, and so Burke, and so this crackhead already has a history of talking to police, and that's just the beginning of what I'm getting into here, because this crackhead is like everywhere. How he see everything, I don't know. But anyway, so they went and talked to the guy, and he ended up snitching on Kanan. But since Kanan is Detective Howard's son, he told Burke that he was going to go investigate this solo because she scares the natives. So he went ahead and he told Rock he swept all this under the rug. There ain't nothing to worry about. It ain't going to come back on Kanan. Either though Burke is steady investigating this also. So he's buried it somewhat, but Burke is trying to dig and unbury everything he's trying to bury. So that gets me on to what he knows more after that. So we already know he knows about the blue caps, but they took care of the dude. Marvin burnt this guy up in a van or something, the guy who ended up snitching on Kanan. I don't know his name, we'll just call him Snitch, because he's irrelevant at this point. But yeah, the snitch, he got burned up in a van. So he He ain't gonna be able to talk no more. But what else this crackhead knows? The night that Kanan shot Detective Howard, this same crackhead was in the streets. And he had already gave a statement to cops saying that it was a kid who shot Detective Howard. And they said, oh, the only person we have I think the two cops told Detective Howard, the only person we have right now with anything is a crackhead who was high as kite the night this happened, so we don't believe anything he has to say anyway. But nonetheless, this same crackhead he witnessed Kanan, I think, fleeing the scene of the murder or something. He witnessed the murder as Kanan leaving the scene of the murder, one of the two. So he's a witness to that also. On top of that, this crackhead we just seen on episode 5 of season 2, 205, this same crackhead is he is a customer of Rockin' them. So he goes and gets his drugs from Marvin, and we saw him early one morning with a wad of money he had, and he was going to get his crack, but the shop was closed. So he was banging at the door, and Marvin kept telling him he was closed. And he said, Marvin, come on, man, I'm fiending. So on top of this crackhead knowing where to go and get where they're selling out of, he knows their trap house. He also knows Marvin by name. So now we got who this crackhead is. Crackhead knows a lot. So we saw this crackhead now has seen Detective Howard talking to Kanan, and it seems like he was piecing the pieces together. So he could really, at the end of the day, he could put everybody away. He could put Kanan away for the shooting of Detective Howard. He could blow up the entire trap house and their operation at, I don't remember what the place is called. I just call it the Carter. Their whole operation at the Carter. So, and the thing is, he gonna be? Are they gonna? If Bert gets a hold of him, it's not gonna look good. But the whole thing is, what's he gonna say he knows? Is he gonna talk? Is he arrested for anything significant that they're even gonna question him about? Is it just a rock? Is it just a rock or something he got caught with? But we already know how crackheads be. They be breaking into houses. They be robbing people. They be fighting and stabbing people sometimes. So we don't know what they got this crackhead in. He might have broke into an old woman's house and did something. So they might have him on something serious, and he might be ready to talk. So, and crackheads will try setting you up. Trust me on that one. I already know. You gotta be careful for them. So, we'll see what this crackhead gonna do. But if y'all didn't know why they were showing him, that's your answers. Because this crackhead knows a lot. He's a crackhead who everywhere and knows everything. For real.